Hello and welcome to another Drink with Eddie Irvine. The season 2017 is over. It's been a thrilling one. Eddie, we're going to review it by going through some theories, and you tell me if you agree or you don't agree, and actually why. But before we do that, as usual, let's discuss what we're drinking today.
Well, I'm drinking a rosé. It's actually a friend of mine's rosé, Dancing Mermaid's rosé. It's French, and he's my neighbor, and he gives me some bottles from time to time in Miami. So I'm drinking it, and it's very nice.
Okay, so an obvious recommendation there.
It is actually. No, genuinely, it is very, very nice. I drink a lot of rosé, and he just started this, and yeah, Dancing Mermaids. I'm going to be getting some of that for Europe as well.
Perfect.
Anyway.
Let's get started with our theories. Eddie, you know the game from last year, we did the same thing, and I'm going to start off with the first one. Red Bull extended Max Verstappen's contract before Daniel Ricciardo's because they think he is the more talented driver.
To be honest, I didn't watch it close enough to really see. They were quite close. I think Verstappen did seem to have the more inspirational drives. Whenever conditions were tricky, he seemed to definitely get on top of Ricciardo. The few races that I did catch glimpses of, people were talking about Verstappen a lot more than Ricciardo. So, but to be honest, unless you really go into the detail and analyze it, which they obviously have, you couldn't really. I wouldn't make a comment on it. They're close enough where you really want a lot more information than I have.
Okay. Lance Stroll and Stoffel van Dorn, both rookies this year, are better than their image and future Grand Prix winners.
I think the jury's still out. They were very inconsistent, and that's never a good thing. Lance had a couple of really good races, and he had a couple of complete junkers, to be honest. Stefan van, what's his name?
Stoffel van Dorn. You're the best Formula One expert ever, Eddie.
No, I just don't, he's down the grid, so I don't really know. I know he beat Alonso in one race or something, didn't he? I think he did. Getting towards the end of the season, he definitely did better, but too early to say. I wouldn't, again, he's in a bad car. When you're in a bad car, it's hard to shine. He's really only up against his teammate. And I know at the beginning of the year, the first half of the year, he got killed by Alonso, but I think towards the end he did better. As you can see, I didn't watch many of the races near the end of the year because I was busy doing other stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. People enjoy it for what it is. Sort of the opposite theory would be Nico Hulkenberg and Romain Grosjean. They are rated highly by experts, but in reality, they're worse than people think they are. What's your point of view?
I think Nico he was very, when I was watching, more a few years ago, he was very good. I know Ferrari looked at him, and it's a shame he never got to Ferrari.
How do you know Ferrari looked at him? Did you take that out of newspapers, or does that come
No,
from your old Ferrari connections?
I know stuff. I'm a very knowledgeable guy in certain corners of Formula One. Yeah, it would have been great for him to have gone there. I think he would have been a very good teammate for Vettel. But he's in a decent car now, so I think he's good, and I do think what do you call him? He's good too. Grosjean, I think Grosjean's really good too. So he did some great races for Haas, So whether they're megastars, it's too early to tell, but I think they're good. I'd sign them if I had a team.
Okay, that's another one probably for the next couple of weeks at Jaguar Racing. Eddie, McLaren would have had a winning chassis in 2018 with a Renault engine, but still breaking up with Honda
Okay.
is a mistake for commercial reasons and because Honda will finally get it right next year.
McLaren haven't had a good car, and I can't remember how long. 2007 was probably the last good car they had. When you put more power in a car, it creates other problems. You got it's higher revving or whatever. It's more cooling needed, and it's never that simple. Oh, 50 or 100 horsepower more would be fantastic because our numbers are so good. It's never that simple, and McLaren have consistently not done a good car for years and years and years. Like the only time they really had the best car was with Hakkinen in 80, what was that, 90 and 91? No, was that no?
No, 98, 99.
2000 and 2001 when Hakkinen won the championship, wasn't it? Oh no, or 98, 99. Yeah, 98, 99. Yeah, that's right. They kicked our ass all the time. That's right, 98, 99 was the last time they had the best car. They haven't done a good car since then. 2007 when Hamilton and Alonso were fighting for the championship, you had the two best drivers in Formula One in the McLaren, and it did very well. Well, it would do with them two guys, but even then, I think McLaren are really lost. Really, really lost. They've got an amazing building and their road cars are probably doing okay. I don't particularly like the look of them, but I'm sure technically they're very good. I think they have a long road back.
Your lifestyle probably is a bit different than the one of Ron Dennis, but still, do you think that Ron Dennis would be an important person to help McLaren out of this?
Ron's amazing, but he's very set in his ways, as everyone knows, and he's such a perfectionist. I think to go to the Renault engine is not the answer to McLaren's problems. I think Honda, I don't know how they got so lost, but people forget whenever Honda were in Formula One before, they started with Spirit, and Spirit took all the grief for all them years before it moved across into a McLaren, that engine, and then it was all sorted. But different times, Formula One's a lot more difficult now than it was then. I don't think they're going to be a winning team next year.
Okay.
Unless they were, but I don't think they're going to be. Malcolm, would you agree, being a technical genius? I'm here with my old engineer, Malcolm Osler.
I was just going to say, at this stage, we can bring in Malcolm Osler.
He would know the answer to this question better than me.
The Honda
and McLaren. What do you think?
Well, I worked with Honda for a couple of seasons. I don't have a huge amount of faith in them, to be honest.
Oh.
That was when the engines were simple, and now they're so complex. And I just don't think they've got the wherewithal to do it. That's harsh, I know, but that's what I think.
On McLaren?
I don't know. I struggle to see how they keep the motivation to keep going when they had such just a dreary time. They must be losing people. They've been out losing people.
Malcolm, first of all, can you come a bit closer because we're having a bit of a problem with the sound? And finally on this one, and that's nothing got to do with the 2017 season, but I'm gonna pick up on something Eddie Irvine said in an earlier episode we did a couple of years ago, I believe, when Eddie told us that the Jaguar management with Niki Lauda back then was running around like headless chicken. Malcolm, I believe you were working with Eddie at Jaguar too, is that right?
Actually, I worked for Jaguar at the same time that Eddie was driving. I never saw him there.
Really?
There was a rotating...
I was too big a superstar?
Yeah, there was a rotating door for the staff, and Eddie went out as I came in.
Okay.
So that was the end of 2002, and then obviously in 2003, I was there, he wasn't.
What did you think of Niki as a boss? The funny thing is, I know the answer to this because we were sitting on the island and he volunteered something to me, and I was like, thank God someone actually comes out and says it apart from me.
I put it in a word. I don't think he was very committed to the cause.
What was the word you said?
Flake.
He was a flake. He was a complete flake. And I was like, thank Jesus. Anyway, yeah.
One of the biggest stories in Germany, by the way.
That was fantastic for Niki. That's one thing you got to say about Niki.
All right, that's a good ending to the first part of our season review. Thanks a lot, guys, and Eddie, another opportunity to encourage people to drink your friend's wine. What's the name of it? Where can you get it?
I'm gonna finish this bottle.
I better try it.
No, it's good. Good, that's very good.
We're going to have a second one.
Cheers.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys, for part one.